Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good morning. May God's blessing be upon all of us today. In 1965, I was 19 years old. I was about to enroll, fifth year in engineering. Finished 4 years already. But I could not stand the feeling of being lost. I was asking, what's the meaning of this all? I will die anyway. I did not want to be the richest person in the cemetery. I felt blind. I did not know where to go. I did not see any opening for me in the future. So instead of enrolling, I ran off to Christ the King Mission Seminary in 1965. It was the Lord's way of saying to me, follow me. Because there was nowhere I can go except to Him. I was ordained in 1973. Will be 50 years priest next year. One of the happiest ones. I'll do it again. If I experience the same lostness, if I experience the same blindness, I have nowhere else to go. That was His way, Christ's way of saying to me, follow me. And that's why Amazing Grace is still very meaningful to me. I once was lost, and now I'm found, was blind, and now I see. You have to be overwhelmed by the feeling of being lost. You have to experience the darkness, not being able to see. And then the song will become even more meaningful to you. I thought I was the only one. During the time, the others seemed to be doing well. I was the only one who was feeling weird. Now, that feeling of being lost, that feeling of being blind, it's felt by a lot of young people. That's why I'm calling on everyone today to pray for the young people, that in many ways God is calling them, follow me. They will also find salvation from the lostness, from the blindness. I follow global surveys on young people, what their values are. There's even a book by World Vision. The title is Connected But Alone. Thousands of young people all over the world were interviewed. Connected but alone. They're very good in social media. They have a lot of social media platforms. They're very good in apps, downloading apps. But many of them feel lost. Many of them feel they are blind. According to the survey. And listening to their confession, talking to them for a long time. I spent a lot of time talking to the young. Many of them do not know what to do with their lives, so they spend 10 hours on social media. They do not hear the call. You are called for greater things, millennials and Generation Z, teenagers. You are called for greater things than just spending hours upon hours in social media with your cell phones. You cannot live without your cell phones anymore. You should hear Christ. calling to you, follow me. As his disciple. Might call you to be an engineer, might call you to raise a family, very important calling also. But listen to him. The difficult thing with young people also is they could not feel, they could not be silent anymore. Just a few moments of silence, they have to pull out their cell phone. It's beside their beds every morning. That's the first thing that they... And if it's only already 17% charged, they feel nervous already. They could not hear God calling to them, Christ calling to them, follow me. And that is why I would like you to help me pray for these young people, your children, your young children, your grandchildren. They are having a hard time because of the kind of world that we have today. When I was a small boy, we could still swim in the rivers and in the ocean. Could still see the stars at night. If your mother is angry at you, you could go to your aunt on the other side, cooks very nice desserts, sweets. Everyone went to church. Now it's a very different world. So, very difficult for young people to hear Christ, follow me. And that is why I'm 76 years old. I'm supposed to be in our retirement home. I will rage against the dying of the light. While I can still walk, I will do everything so that the kids can also experience freedom from the blindness, from being lost. Because if you follow Christ, there will be times when you will be overwhelmed with joy. Once you are freed from your being lost and from your blindness, there are times, but life will still be hard, but there are times you are praying or you're just communing with nature that you are taken up to the clouds with happiness, that there is a God, that He made the galaxies and the stars. Nakakaawa yung young people if they do not experience this kind of joy. If all the experience would be the happiness that there were many people who liked their post of what they had for breakfast in the morning, that's all. You were born for greater things, young people. To experience this joy, to experience the consolation. When you have problems, you just kneel down there and as if the Lord will take away the load on your shoulders. You cannot experience that if you do not follow Him. The consolation when you are burdened with problems. The strength to go on. Many young people, because they are lost and they are blind, they want to end their lives. That's very strange to me. Grade 8, and already they are slashing themselves to take away the pain of being lost, to take away the pain of being blind. Now they do it on their thighs so that their parents cannot see it. Strength. Because life is difficult. Where shall you find strength? Science cannot deal with death. Science cannot deal with your being lost. And especially light, joy, consolation, strength, light in the darkness, just like St. John of the Cross saying, everything was dark, but there was a light shining in my heart. In the midst of the darkness of the pandemic, in the midst of the darkness of economic disruption, in the midst of the darkness of the war in Ukraine, in the midst of the darkness of climate change and the disasters that are coming, we need to follow Christ, to hear His call. Follow me. Then we will see the light. And in spite of the sham and the drudgery and the broken dreams of this world, we can still say, Amazing grace. I once was lost, and now I'm found, was blind, and now I see.